Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Frozen Melon, and today we are doing our part 2 of the Analyzing series for SpellRogue. Last time I put up a video for this, we were looking at Azar and basically went through his entire spell list and everything else he can do and basically analyzed, well, looked at all the spells and said whether they're good, bad, what the idea is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate basically a run where I think it's very consistent, it's very useful, and it's a good idea for you to kind of stick through to it. What we're going to do is we're just going to start off with the life loss because I like life loss. We're going to go straight into the Phoenix Pendant because I think that is also a good start. We're going to do the 2 because I want to get this up to 2 anyway, so we'll just have enemies seeing more damage, and we're just going to start. The main thing about this is not whether we win or lose, it is all about us just having fun. Enemies start with regeneration. That would seem very annoying. Do not want that. That seems terrible. Enemies start with nullification. Again, we don't really apply stuff to them, so yeah, they can have that. Weakness is something that could be good for me, though. So I guess we'll give them regen. Let's carry on. So, with Azar, now I always have a basic idea of like, this is the thing I want to be able to do, right? This is where I want to focus, this is what I want to be able to accomplish, and all that jazz. Because, essentially, we'll split this up as well. We got 5 damage, right? It's not 8, so there's not much we can really do on that front, although we can get another 1, and another 1. So that's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have enough to hit that, but still. We can deal still good some damage, get our 2 wounds ready for next turn, we can fully defend, we can also do everything else we need to do, and deal a bit of damage, which does not do anything. So, I kind of went through all the spell lists and everything else as well, what you're looking for, what you're looking to get, how you're going to use them, and all that stuff, and things like that as well, right? And this now is going to be the point of where I'm like, okay, I want to be able to now essentially do as much as possible. This is the point where like I've got issues with getting defense, but hey-ho. Let's split that up as well. We'll get the 1 and that. We can then do that to gain that. I think this is the only bad difference I have with this sort of stuff is the fact that, yeah, the cool thing about this is the this turn effect means I can just go do and do. So, what spells are we looking for is the main thing to start with, okay? Early game, I want to live, I want to make sure I'm not having issues, the Eviscerate seems really good, Infuse Shield is better because I've already got some technically good damage output, I don't need to worry about it. So this is something where we end up looking at things and thinking what we do, okay? So this is my damage output, my Crimson Pulse, I can get damage scaling per turn on it by damaging myself, I don't really need any other offensive spell, it has 3 uses, I got ways to split die. All good, and we have that. The thing we might need is just to have more defense. The problem with this, in my opinion, on this one now is the way they've changed how some of the life loss stuff work. It's a bit annoying to be able to deal with that, but extra defense is always good. I like Infuse Shield. It is well worth every single pickup every single time, so we will take it. The main thing is just kind of end up looking to protect myself when I do get low health totals and stuff, right? So all here we need to do is just defend once. We're still good on that front. And then just try and do a bit of chip damage if we can, because there's nothing else I need to do. I don't need any more wounds and stuff, really, unless I want to generate more wounds, which could be an option. To try and, like, one-shot one of these guys, which actually seems like a good idea. And there's no point attacking either, really, so yeah. Give me all the wound die for next turn so I can really hurt myself and maybe one-shot everything. We got 3 wound die coming my way. Nice. Let's hurt myself. Let's do that indeed. That was some good 3s and stuff, so that's not bad. I still will... Actually, no, we'll split the 1 because the 1 does 1 damage. And now, do I want defense? Not really, but I still want to cast these in a way that doesn't give me too much defense to kind of thing, so I can maybe one-shot these guys is the main thing. So we can now cast that one there. And next we do 13 damage, which is pretty good. Here I will gain some defense. We get to reroll that to use it. We can do this again so we don't lose any life. We can do that again. And then we just deal the damage there. So, you know, it's usable. And then we should kill next turn. We do have this, though, to roll extra die if we need to. So this is... I'm going to take a lot of damage for this if we do it. So, again, this is our set of turn to just give me wounds and stuff. So, yeah. We're going to play it safe. Now, as you saw, I can force that to happen on wounds. Here we had it. The problem is like, doesn't really help much if I can't damage myself on the turn. So, we'll let the guy jump and then we'll deal the damage. Go from there. Split that up, do that again. And do 5 damage. No, I think it's... Actually, yeah, it's still best to do that way. And we get a bit of healing back anyway. So what I need now is some way to make sure my life total isn't like getting destroyed consistently and stuff like that. So that's the other thing. Temper is really good as defense option, but I've already got good defense. I don't need anything else. None of these really benefit me. We will reroll. So straight up. Best thing I can do. Roaring Embers really does work with what we've got currently. The splitting of the die, this as well. This is also a good offensive spell, which can be a way to go through. The other thing on this here is the next cast, the Glowing Visage, is kind of nice, but I do have better options than that because I have other defensive things. We are going to take the Roaring Embers here. It's another payoff card, which I can just dump dice into to allow myself to not get armor from them and then move on. Now, we got a chance to do 2 elite fights. We're going to take that because early game elites are a lot easier to deal with. Next up is, do I want to upgrade anything? So if I put a 2 in there, we can get wounds back, basically, which could be nice, really helps us out. We get better scaling on this, which could also be pretty good, or just get myself more defense when I need it, or just roll anything. For now, I don't think anything is needed on these to increase the option of what I have as such. So we're just going to hold on to the shard. It's worth it. An early shop is interesting. We'll go to the event though. I don't have a lot of gold to spend, so that is something. Turn 2, roll 2 die. That is pretty good. I could lose a spell though and gain gold. No, let's just take 12 damage. Why not? Yes, I have unspent stuff. That is fine. So we got our trapped spell wind. How delightful. So, main thing first is we need to have defense. We're going to split this die anyway because that's always a good idea. We're going to get defense that way first, and then we'll do it again here again. So we have 2 wounds up. We're then going to do this. There's no point getting the reroll effect happening because I don't have wounds immediately. So I might just do a bit of chip damage, maybe take that guy out immediately so I'm not taking any more damage than necessary. Or we could set this up. I'm going to choose to focus on removing a problem. And there we go. So yeah, this is kind of like how I end up then thinking about things within like build ideas, what we're going for. The main thing I'm thinking now is like I need to make sure I stabilize my health total within fights, not just outside of them. We're going to go for a big damage turn, I think, here with the extra die and stuff. So that's going to be what we're aiming for. We're going to split all these wound die up. I'm going to take a lot of health loss here. So that is something to bear in mind. There is the option of me just trying to prevent that little bit if I need to. But yeah, we're just not going to worry about that. I'm going to put that in there. Do we need to do any more? I guess the health loss, what we got now is +6 on there. We could do a bit more. Split it up. 1, 1. And this is also getting damage on that as well. Do we put 2 and get armor, or do we just go a 3 and get the reroll? Well, if we go... No, because I want to save this for the end. After the fact, don't we? Yeah. So, in that case, we're going to basically deal this damage here first. This can go here and deal 15 if you want, but this deals more, doesn't it? Yeah. Next up, I guess we'll do the 15 to this guy. Make sure we take it out. Have a good option. This 3 can go here, I guess, to deal with that. And then we'll just get a minor amount of armor. We'll take a bit of damage for it, but that's fine. We can hopefully kill them next turn. The cool thing is, even with the wounds and stuff, the splits are what we care about. So, like, getting casts on this on repeat a lot better. We'll do that to get some damage. Why not? And then just go 2, 2, 2, and 2. The only issue I have at the moment is my life total is going to be very low consistently throughout this run, but I'm not afraid. All that matters is I only have 1. Now, this is the point of where I might think about sort of changing the build idea, because I've got some really good options available to me. As far as things go, Roaring Flames would seem interesting, does benefit with this, but Furnace can be very awkward because it's not on repeat. Incinerate, I am not a fan of just because it destroys die, and Fireball, though, is a really good spell. I will pick this up with the idea that I may need to change if I want to. The cool thing about that is it's the damage to everything, so in my opinion, this is better than that. Right? I don't need this in. I don't need any more other spells to upgrade. I could upgrade this. We'll change this to this. I think just upgrading to have more damage is always better in this case, because casting it once should deal with what I want. I don't need to cast it several times, and it's too expensive for me to do so. So I will invest in that. And I will probably... not invest in the wound just yet. I will probably invest in getting some more armor on that, rather than going for spells. And then we'll try and take on the other elite. We are greedy. Yeah, I'll just take the 50 gold. I don't want to take that. During the first turn, when an enemy is killed, take 10 damage. I'm not probably going to kill them the first turn a lot of the time. But I'll just be like, play it safe. The issue I got is I'm at low health totals, so that could be problematic if I don't get good defense set up. So we'll leave it there. Okay. So the main thing here I want to do is just get enough die to kind of mess around with, do other stuff, usual things like that. We can just set the ones in here for all the fireball stuff. We'll set up defense to have a wound die available to me. And I guess then we'll just cast this with the damage straight away immediately. 21 damage. Let's go. 13 is a bit of an awkward thing. Is that 2 die, 2 turn? Oh, that's pretty good, actually. I thought it was worse than that. So, we're going to split up the wound die as just the thing we're going to do, because I want to get as much damage on this, plus we're going to get defense elsewhere as well by doing this. Oh, I should not have done that. I should not have done that. Oh well. I guess that helps for me kind of like not take as much damage, but still that's kind of a negative effect for me. Yeah, just take the 21 at this point. I will try and gain some defense and normalcy. I'm at 11. I don't mind taking 2, that's good. I played that wrong. I should take the damage from my die first rather than anywhere else. Okay. This is not a good turn. I will use the weakness potion here, just so I have to reduce what they're doing. I do not want to take more damage than necessary, so yeah. And then do that. There we go. Fully defended. What are we doing here then? So, that's kind of cool, 15 damage on there, but now we've got 13 and we can do that there. And again. And again. Cool. We're playing things very close to our chest. That is what we're doing. Emberstorm. I like this. This is a good utility spell compared to the other ones and does actually benefit from me rolling more die and everything else as well. We'll pick that up. I will put it in there because it is actually really good, and in it goes. So at the moment, we're looking more into low-cost die and countdown effects than we are hurting ourselves. This is what I mean. Sometimes flexibility is sort of your greatest strength as such, and that's what we want to go with. We'll always heal here because that is going to be beneficial, and we'll jump into the first boss fight. So, looking at what my spells are, we'll be thinking about certain things. I wanted to get the Leeching Strike, I think it is, but unfortunately don't have it. It's not happening, so we're going to play around with other stuff. Here, I'm going to split the 6 up straight away. We're going to split the 5 up, and then we won't split the 3, we'll split the other 5 up. Got on the 4. Chuck this 4 in there. I get to keep the other 4, we'll do it again. Lots of die, lots of low-cost stuff. This is very good. Next up for me is I don't need defense, so we're just going to hurl into Fireball pretty much, but we won't cast it. That is the rule we're going to play here. I will cast this though to get like 1s and stuff. I get the option. There we go. That's the main thing I wanted, is something where I can actually like almost cast it but not have to worry. Do a 2 and a 2, and then we'll just do 3 damage to this guy. Twice. Why did I hang off on that? It's because if I get a 1 now, bang. Simple as. Doesn't mean I can't set it up next turn, but that is fine. We'll just defend ourselves and go from there. And again, we'll do this, although I probably, yeah, bad choice. And 2 3s. Fair enough, I got slightly punished for my arrogance. I will now generate a wound die, because I think this is going to be decent, and then we'll just deal damage. I think at least like doing this as well will help out with generating more value for later. But you can see we're pretty safe, even at like the low life total that we could have been at. It was well worth it. Here I do want to split this up. The issue is it's worth me actually getting more die than it is to do that. So unfortunately that's the route we'll have to go. Did not get anything else, which is kind of annoying, but hey ho. Hey ho indeed. No roll that as well at this point. Like the main thing I want here is just to be able to get the defense set up and then chuck loads of 1s into this for next turn's big boom. Do that. Let's get more defense. We don't get the 1. We do get that. Let's put that in there. That seems great. We'll take a bit of damage. Do a bit of damage. There we go. 30 damage to everything though. Pretty good. Split the 6 up, split the 5 up. We did not get a 4, which is very disappointing, but we used the 1. I do want to have a wound die for next turn, so we'll do that, and then just deal a bit of shit damage what we can. I mean, that's what we're doing at the moment, is we're just working with what we've got. It's kind of a hodgepodge, it always will be. There's no way of getting around it. I'm not going to do like amazing stuff, but I'm going to do the bare bones basic that I can to deal as much damage to everything as possible. And there we go. Pretty solid. We'll take our hive, we'll take our health. First eye being split into 2 is actually pretty good for me. Depending on what we want. -1 die is terrible, although we do have ways to kind of counteract that. The same with the Rage Blade. This itself can be your power scaling for any particular build in some cases, which can be also very useful. And it's something where I'm actually genuinely thinking about it. Now, I'm going to break down my thought process because I think this is kind of a nice idea for you to kind of understand why I think the Rage Blade may be good here. First of all, any high value die I can split and I can get 4s. If I get 4s, I can then roll those and then I can get lots of other stuff. Rage Blade will continuously stack up damage without me having to worry about anything else. And then I will get 1 turn where I will use this to annihilate everything. And it also stacks damage up itself for just the turn effect. So it's that kind of point where it's like, I don't need to do anything, and I will just scale for one big one-shot across everything. I just need to defend, which means things like Crimson Pulse can come out. This will probably end up coming out as well. And we go through that. So that is kind of the reason why that I'd end up going for this. Right? Like, that's kind of the thought process. We'll probably go back first, see what spell we get, because that's also part of the kind of what the build idea is. Crescendo really does stick to the thing that I really want to do, but unfortunately... Oh, man, that is really good. Hemorrhage is kind of interesting as well for the same effect that I was thinking of earlier. Cinder Swipe is kind of cool. So, again, seeing as we know what we can get from our relic, is Fireball or Crescendo better for the casting stuff, right? This will always scale damage and it keeps it on top of everything else. I am going to take Crescendo. I would rather reroll, in my opinion, but with this, I don't lose the damage. This does and doesn't gain it back, but this is my board wipe. So this is like my secondary attack and my primary attack, and that's what we're going to go with. So we're going to take Crescendo against my better judgment, in my opinion. And we're going to take Rage Blade here. So, in goes the Vitae still, because we still need that. We're going to keep the Crimson Pulse just in case. We may go back into this build if we need to, but I think our setup is going to be this. And we do need to get this upgrade here at some point, so we may take it out just to kind of cope with what we're doing. But Rage Blade should tide us over. Turn 2 is still going to be pretty good, and we're going to focus on trying to get more dive for that turn 1 as well. Try and counter out that Rage Blade issue, essentially. Now, where are we going straight away? We want to go sharp at every third battle has no spell rewards, 6 max life. Yeah. I'm already losing. I don't want to take the Vex. That is just going to be a terrible idea for me. On death, receive a wound. Actually, is kind of fine. In a way. I can plan around that. I'll take that. Now, if you want to go for, like, the final boss, we got to go this way and just try and do that. We also got to hit a shop. We got 2 shops, one after the other, so that could be a bit of a problem. If we do go that way, we might just go this way to here to grab that, so that's a good idea. We get a bit of good of everything, right? And we'll see if we can do the final boss on this as well. Might as well. This might take a little bit longer just because we're kind of explaining a lot more going through and things like that as well, so it's something to bear in mind. I will split that one just to keep it in the roll, just so we have lots of that. Now, I'm taking 10 damage. That is something to bear in mind. But we're already getting damage on this, and this does 21 damage to everything. So if I can cast this eventually, they're going to be dead next turn. And that's what I've got to worry about. So we're going to try and defend myself. And we're going to defend myself in the most efficient way possible. Getting a bunch of 1s. I mean, I could kill all those off, actually, couldn't I? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we win. Yeah. Am I getting lucky? Maybe, but I am making really good decisions. I couldn't have done it without extra 15 damage, and it was very important to me. Vindictive Strike is kind of interesting. I do like the idea of it, you know, just to bear in mind. The channel mana is actually really good for this build that we're going for. I really wanted to go a life loss build because that was going to be something that was going to tend to be kind of useful, but now with channel mana, I'm taking that because that, technically speaking, allows me to cut the cost down of some stuff, so that's why we want to do that there. It's always something to bear in mind. Now, do I want to get rid of this? Never. It's staying there every single time. Like, it just is. This I need to upgrade. Infuse Shield is really good. This will probably come out, and I just need to get another crystal. So we're going this battle first, and going this way. Ah, lovely. This guy. I am not a fan. And I get the worst start I possibly can as well. That's great. But it's fine. The main thing is the mana splitter really does help out with infused shield, and I always say never underestimate it, because it is actually like really good in that aspect of just gaining 5 armor. Because now I'm pretty much like fully defended, and I don't need that to trigger either, so... But, as we always do, let's just set up the crescendo. This is kind of hilarious. Like going straight into a rage blade build. So effectively, this guy's still got a good amount of health, so we're not going to try and cast it this turn. That is the main thing to watch out for. That is a trap. We're going to split the die up first. We're going to then cast this to see what we get. We'll lose a die randomly. That is fine. I want to get that down to like 2 because it'll trigger on the next turn. So that's the other option we got. And we've got... And we want to gain at least a good amount of armor, which we can do a bunch of 3s. Just because that's going to be more efficient, because I'll get some back. We can duplicate the 1s, because that just gives us an extra 1 to use, and then chuck them all into this. Oh, we just cast it, don't we? I think. Each turn. No, we do cast it straight away, and then, yeah. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. Did not notice that was going to be an issue. But good thing we can get around it. So we don't get the Rage Blade if that triggers on the start of the turn. We still keep the Rage Blade effect. So that is also something to bear in mind. Interesting. Interesting. Demean is pretty good as a spell. It does give me a thing. I'm thinking we're just going to get Blood Ward. It's actually pretty good defense for what it is. And it will mean that I can check this out as part of the compensate, like as another option, right? We use this for a small amount and then go from there. So it also means I can stick with this idea of if I do get more wound stuff, I still have the way to kind of abuse that a little bit, right? And let's get our ritual. Target spell applies to the status effect in the next cast. I don't really have that applies any status effect, I don't think. No. So that's not really worth it. Target spell gets plus 2/5 or extra uses out of it. Random spell just cast. Oh, that's just, yeah. Epiphany is really good. In longer fights, this could really benefit me, so we'll pick that up. And then we'll go to the shop, and let's take advantage of this shop. First things first, we're going to pick that up, just because we can then maybe take the final boss fight and stuff anywhere else as well. We have Edge of Insanity, which I'm just not going to worry about, because it doesn't really benefit me in the way that I want it to do. Iron Guard is kind of interesting. I do need other defensive options I can play around. This has got some quite good utility, has a bit of power scaling, but we don't need power scaling, because we technically have Rage Blade and also the other thing that I have as well. So yeah, kind of thing. A Destroy Die to attack doesn't do great. Charcoal Backdraft is kind of irrelevant. Sacrifice is kind of cool, but I'm already losing a lot of die anyway, and I don't really want to add to that as much. We have some die generation. There is the option for it there, but I think I need more defense, because I'll probably end up just going for like 1 crescendo every single time instead, you know? I think that might be the way I end up like playing this. So let's get in some artifacts. Every 3 countdown spells cast in 1 charge left from my spell. Kind of nice, not really useful. Every 10 die rolled, apply 2 rupture to all enemies. Kind of interesting, kind of cool. Some extra power on turn 3. I'm just going to reroll those. They're actually not great for what the build idea I want to do is. So we'll reroll them. Every 12 spells cast, reroll all die to higher value. That seems interesting. Every 10th spell, every non-6 becomes a 6. And each turn, block is converted into Fury at the end of each turn. Each turn. A leftover block just goes to Fury. Yeah, actually. Typebreaker seems pretty good. I will take it. And then we'll get another one. With 10 spells cast, gain Pure Fury. That's more Fury gain. Up to 2 random die persist between turns. That is actually pretty good. I will pick that up. And whenever a spell applies weak, also deal 4 damage. Kind of good for a weakness spell, but no. Talisman of Suspension, way too good to pass up, and we're going to move on. Do we want to sell any of the spells we currently have? I guess Roaring Flames is no longer useful. We could sell that immediately. Is there anything I want to buy because I do that? Not really. So let's leave and carry on. An Elite Battle, a very special one. Ah, this dude. We might have a problem with this dude. We might have a problem. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. So we're going to split this die up. We're going to do it again as well. We did not get the 4 we wanted, so that is fine. We're going to get some defense from that to get a reroll. I guess we're just going to split the 1 up. And then get my 15 defense. And then... thing is, it's like, I want to set this up, and I'm not going to be able to. It will just cast itself eventually anyway. We're just going to set up this fireball to be castable when I need it. And it is going to deal 100 damage to everything. That is the plan. I am just going to be a defensive weirdo about this, I think. Let's split that up. Okay, did not get what we wanted, so we can heal 2 with this, though. That's kind of cool. So we actually get health out of that. Reroll that, get more armor, do it again, get more armor. And then do it once more to have more armor. There is the option of playing the crescendo. Cast random spell. Stuff it. Ooh. You gotta love it when you get slightly lucky, right? The thing is, like, because these dice persist, it's actually worth me doing this. I'll take a bit of damage for it. It's fine. And voila. Oh, no. Oh, there's a kill. Yeah, because this extra die goes into it. Man, I'm getting lucky on this run. I will admit that. I am not ashamed to admit that is what's happening. Brimstone's actually pretty good. I gotta take this because it's such a good spell that I need to... I mean, it's not a good spell. It's something I need to set up to use, right? Anyway, so this is kind of the build I'm going with at the moment. There are some variations of this I would like to improve and stuff. Like Ember Storm going out to this would be actually pretty useful, so I can actually cast it on repeat, regardless of what I need. But I need to get Channel Mana in, because this will help me cast this or this on a more effective timer. Heal. Gain Sun Shield, which is kind of interesting. Or lose max life to gain 10 gold. I might actually lose the max life here. The 150 gold could be useful for a good shop, and I like the idea of that, so... Yep. Life loss build just lost permanent life, which was not a good idea, but... You know, beggars can't be choosers and such. I still laugh that still happens every single time, where it's just like, we're gonna roll in the wrong way possible. Okay, I need to get like 31 damage, which I have 7, 8, and 9. I'm the fireball run. I feel like a mage in D&D. Fireball is the solution of everything. Nourishing Flames is kind of interesting. It's something I will pick up because it also sells some more as well. Which is kind of the idea of what I would like it to be able to do. This is kind of cool with the deplete on the wound if I want to go that sort of combo route as well, because it gives me other ways of dealing damage. This, again, I don't like this. Like, it's just awkward to play. We're not picking that up. Nourishing Flame, though, can at least go as a temporary spell as such. Now, what are we going to do here? I don't need to heal. I don't need to gain life. We're going to lose the Void Essence to craft the key. At least the part of it. Now, here is a dilemma. I think this is going to be very awkward to cast, and I'd rather have the channel mana in here because of I will just have low-cost stuff. Again, we're planning to use Fireball as sort of like the pretense to kill everything off, and then hit the Soulstone on the main guy to at least get that gone and done. So let's do that. We're thinking about this consistently. The main thing is like I want to be able to use stuff when I need to use it and keep my defenses up. So, yeah. I want to upgrade this as well, is the other thing. So, I need to defend. I need to defend for 9. So we are going to do this and this. Just so we can get some 1s back so I can actually defend myself. And then just use them immediately in there. We now have a good amount of defense. I'm going to do this because I want to reduce something down. Which I guess is going to be the Soulstone here. So we need to cast that first more than anything else. And then I guess I'll put the 1s in the Fireball. Because that will later on help me kill everything else off. Right. Put the 4 in there. We did that 4 back, which is kind of nice, but I don't need it anymore. We'll put the 5 in there because that gives me a good split as well. You have a 2. We have 3s. Yeah. I think we're in a good spot. Well, we'll use the 3s first to gain some defense because they will give me dice back. Get some 2s back, so we'll use this to go in there, that to go in there again, and that to go in there again. This is getting a +1 on that, so that's pretty good. I do have a chance to cast this, and I probably should cast it, so let's do that. I don't need to worry about anything else for defense or offense as far as things go, although we're going to have a low amount of die next turn, so it's something to bear in mind. And that is now triggered. If we got rid of this, it would be great, but it is now done. My Crescendo can be cast, so let's cast it. This one now needs to scale up, so we don't need to defend or anything else either. We can just, like, set up or heal or do whatever we want, really. Yeah. This is kind of interesting. There's that point now where I'm like, what do I do? No, let's cast Fireball again, shall we? And there we go. We'll keep the 1 around the next turn. The cool thing about this, it does give me healing as well, but yeah, not ideal here for this turn, really. We're going to take a lot of damage just to try and get what we want out of it, and I can't really do much else. We can get a 2 and a 1 though, so let's do that. And I guess we're just going to focus on getting some defense then. We're going to take a bit of damage for it, but it's fine. I will generate another 1, and I guess we'll keep 2 1s around because they still could be useful for other stuff. Like, there's no point in immediately spending it when I don't need to, so I can make sure my next turn is actually somewhat decent. I could have get like better value, maybe die as well. That's the other issue I have with that. You know, sometimes the brain doesn't work the way you want it to. We'll split the 6 up, we'll do the same with the 5, because we can get more value out of those. The 4 is just going to go in here, it's going to be defense. I think that's the best thing. Or at least one of them is. And we've got a 3 back, so that goes in there, it's going to be more defense, and roll the dice. And defense and defense. We keep 2 die back, so let's do that and that, and then pass turn. Behold the issue with my Crescendo in this. We can wipe this stuff out, which is probably a good idea, but then they're all going to get the stuff. I could probably defend against this and deal damage directly, but no, I guess we're casting the Fireball this turn, and then worrying about the cast of the Crescendo afterwards, I guess. Using this? I don't think we're using that to cast, to be honest. I got a way I can cast immediately, so... 2 2's nice. That's the best way to cast. I get lovely 2 wound die for next turn to add to my collection of dice that I just don't want to deal with, but hey ho. Yeah, and I guess I'm putting that and that in there. Should I cast this? Don't know, but... Casting Fireball again is something I would like to be able to do, but it's probably not going to work in the way that I want it to. We're taking a lot of damage as well. Could cast this, try and kill one off with a Fireball alongside it. Which wouldn't kill the boss, though, is my problem. Core armor and heal. Do it again. Put the 3 in there to gain more armor. Yeah, do that. Separate the ones out so we actually have stuff we can deal with. I think this is fine. I can't deal with everything, so we just pass the turn and I take a bit of chip damage. The main thing I need now is just another dice, which will kind of help. And then the Soul Stone won't be in it anymore. So this is just the awkward fight I have to deal with, you know. That's 62 damage, 39 damage. Still waiting to cast this from the turn. I am taking a fair amount. That is the problem. Let's split the die first, see what happens. Okay, not the best split. Not the best split. I can kill this guy off at the back. I should do that. Okay, I thought I could kill the guy at the back off. Okay, my mistake. Hurt myself, I do. I hurt myself. Let's just generate some ones then, get as much armor as we can, and go from there. 1, 1, and 1. Put a 1 in here. We can use a 2 here to at least, like, do that. We can generate all this stuff again. Get some extra die back. We've got 15 damage. Probably worth casting, to be honest. Is probably worth casting. Yeah, 21. Takes that guy out, puts him down, then we might have a chance to one-shot him after I do that again, like later. I might even cast this again, to be honest. Like, there is a thought process in my mind to be able to do that. Gain a bit more defense to make sure we're okay, and just cast this again. And do this it this way there. Because this helps lower the threshold for the kill. Brilliant, gives me a 4 that I can't use, and I go straight to 2 2s. Am I dead from this point? Not if I play it smart. Okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's enchant stuff with Manifold, because they double the countdown effects, right? Yay! Playing that around there was something we had to really think about. Just thinking the Manifold Potion was going to at least give me what I needed. I should have probably used it earlier, but we're trying to play around with stuff. +1 die, but every 12 spells cast, destroy a single die. That's... eh. A Receiving Curse seems kind of bad, to be honest. Ignite is also the issue. This probably isn't as bad as I think it is, because I'm probably not casting... Actually, I'm casting 12 spells in a turn. Maybe, yeah, I probably am. Right? My issue is I need an extra dice, but all these are really bad. The crooked dice is going to hurt me in the sense of, like, I wouldn't be able to get 4s, but maybe we can work around that with an upgrade. Let's look at the spell then, anyway. Has the morph bit, which gives me the benefit if I end up having power gain, which I technically don't. It all comes from a spell. Wild's Blade Orb again has got the issue of no power gain onto it. Chaotic Moment is something that early game would have been useful, but not so much now, in my opinion. We'll just re-roll these and see what we get. We got the option to do so, why not? Reforge, pretty much ideal in this case for what we are going for. Which actually works out really well in the way that I want it to, which means we do go for Unstable Mana Core. It's the first time we're doing this, folks. The first time. So with that, I actually do take out Channel Mana. We keep Emberstorm, we keep Reforge, and this is going to probably be my build. Blood Ward might get upgraded, Crescendo might stay in there and we'll get rid of something else maybe. But yeah, this is sort of the build that we're going to be going for. Very interesting overall. Reduce damage to enemies to 20. No, that is terrible. End of turn 8, take 30 damage. That's quite far away, but that could be a problem if I don't have the defense, which I probably not. When casting attack spell, reduce its attack by 3 this turn. That is fine. That will not affect me in any way, shape, or form. Let's go early shop. And then we have 2 elite fights we can take on this route. That sounds delightful. And we have an event as well. Early shop it is. What are we going for here then? Ashen Plating seems interesting, kind of nice. Nothing else that really kind of catches my eye. I will probably take a lovely dodge potion because I think that's going to be somewhat useful. Rolling some extra die could save my backside, so we'll pick that up. And let's get some artifacts. Every 3/4 rolled, mark an enemy. That's actually kind of cool. Can only gain 4 block per turn, but I have tenacity. That's kind of interesting. Turn 2, gain fortify. I can gain block consistently enough where I don't think Everguard is useful. But it does give me the option of gaining block and just kind of stacking it up as much as I can. Dark Heart, though. I am not passing that up. One's roll, destroy, gain barrier, and fury. This could be my other sort of way of gaining some defense. It might ruin me. It's done it before, but we'll take it. My thought process on that is if I roll ones and stuff, like, they might as well disappear because I got nothing that's focused on using them, and I can roll them consistently. An extra armor generation could be pretty useful. At least that's my thought process. That's the only mistake I probably would say that's a genuine mistake on my part, is taking this, if you want to argue on semantics, right? Like, genuinely, I think it is a sort of mistake as such. We're going to split the 6 up first. We get a 1. Doesn't disappear. That's kind of cool. I guess we'll use this first. No. Split the 5. 2 4s. Nice. Roll those. Do this again. Oh, I did not realize that worked like that. Oh. Okay, so I thought it was a mistake. The fun part is with Molly's Bundle, because it destroys the die, it activates Reforge, meaning that if I can get this spell to be on the countdown effect as well, we are laughing our backside off, guys. This could be a broken run that I never even saw coming. Would you look at that? See, this is the dumb stuff that I end up realizing, and I look at stuff and be like, oh my god, like, how on earth did I not see that? And it's funny to me. It is really funny. I don't need to consider the fireball. We're just going to go for the one shot with this. We'll keep 2 die back, so that's what we can do with this. Like, we're in a good spot. This is funny. This is a fun run. A fun run indeed. This is now making me chuckle quite a lot. So, the problem is, yeah, I just want to be able to get that off my case as such. Split the die there. So we do that in there, that in there. Do the same again. Put that in there. Roll this. Get a 1, it destroys. And that's This is so good. I will admit I've never had this happen in a way that I was like actually kind of excited over, right? Like normally I'd end up having like issues in particular about kind of like, oh, I'm not gonna have enough defense, I'm going through or stuff like that. But yeah, the fact that we changed over from the health loss build into this is such a good difference. And this is what I mean, sometimes even the build you have that you want to go for does not go the way you need it to, and having that flexibility to notice stuff isn't going your way is a really good idea to kind of think, okay, I need to change and adapt. We got 91 damage on this. Do I just get myself lots of die? Might as well, right? I might need to cast the one I got first, though, so we'll put a 1 into, like, this then, I guess, and then cast, so we have 10 die. That guy's now got the mark on him as well, because... Oh, he doesn't, he gets to nullify. But that would be pretty cool if he did. Yeah. Oh, this is so good, it's hilarious. That's a 1, that gets destroyed. Do we have another 3 in here? We don't. We do have 4s though, so... This is funny. I generally don't think I've ever had a build like this before, where stuff has kind of gone my way so well. Right? Crescendo will eventually be cast. We can always set that up. That's fine. Just chuck that in there. Chuck that in there. You can chuck the 4 in there just to use that immediately. And then we just wait for next turn. Pretty much. So, yeah. And of course, the other cool thing about this is I do this. That actually gets to die. Oh, it's so dumb. It's brilliant. I will admit, like, I do play a lot of runs to try and, like, get good stuff out of things, and this is kind of ridiculous how it's functioning at the moment. None of these are pretty good, although they're all good to kind of hold on to in a way. We're just going to disenchant, I think, the channel mana here, because I don't need that anymore, just the way it works, but we'll get rid of that because it is just a defense issue. Now, we're not probably going into the wound stuff because we didn't get the scaling for it or anything else as well. We'll take the Pyro, though, because that could have benefit if I swap out the Blood Ward here, because it gives me more defense, and I have a way to gain critical by itself, so that's pretty good. +3 to all value of die. I don't need the Affliction issue. We'll throw that away, pick that up. We want to go this route to get the 2 elite fights, so let's go to the event. Use the Phoenix Pendant. That is fine. I'll take the shard. I don't need the healing, in my opinion. I think I'm pretty good and stable now. Increasing this damage, or... Is that what I want to be able to do? Yeah, I think so. Like, this eventually will be cast eventually, right? And then it'll pay off in one particular turn. I could force cast it when I need to, but I need 4s on this one as well. But this, having the ability to keep gaining attack, is just something where I will need it for late game and for boss fights. But I get all 3, like, afterwards, so... You get what I mean? I'm trying to prioritize immediately what's the best situation, and I do want to get these upgraded, but they can be still cast by themselves, kind of thing, right? So like, it's not that level of essential. In a way. We keep a 2 and get lots of those. I don't need the armor, so I guess we're just going to set up a Crescendo. Nah, we'll set up a Fireball. I don't need to do that either, we'll keep that. To kill the other guys off when they get spawned in, maybe, or stuff like that. It could be interesting. 13 damage twice. I might have problems. But I can just gain armor here and stuff, so that's kind of cool. Do I have a... What's 1, 5, 2, 6s. Let's split that die up. Did not work out. Do that again. Did not work out. Split that one up then. Again, did not work out. Fine. Fair enough. No 4s for me. I could get 4 die off that, so that's also another option. So keep the 5s. We can keep the 3s because they're useful. So let's use the 3s first. Lose the 1 there. We now have a critical, which is kind of cool. We can get the marked on him as well, like after we've rolled more die, which could be also pretty interesting. Let's roll this now. Did not get a 4, which I'm disappointed by, but we can get more armor. And... I mean, I could just go crescendo here and just deal the damage. I'm not quite fully defended though, so let's do that first. 27 is now enough, and I guess we are using the crescendo. We'll try and keep the 5 though, if we can, is the main thing here. That was so good. Pyre is pretty much the ideal one I was thinking of, like another defensive spell that gives me an extra side, like an extra benefit on top of that as well, and it's working out really well. Here we must try and deal whatever. We're just gonna lose some die, gain some die, all that stuff and all that jazz, because that is the best way about it. We're gonna duplicate a bunch of 1s, trying to avoid destroying our 5. I hate you, game. I really hate you sometimes. That was terrible and not fair to me either in any way, shape or form. But fine. We're getting the critical, we have the damage, use the crescendo, kill you. So yeah, like, did I get lucky this game? I'm probably going to say yeah, I probably got a little bit lucky. Some of these spells sell for more, so let's get rid of Crimson Pulse and then chuck Mutilation in. I don't need the second critical, that just seems like a waste. Changing this to a 4 can actually be quite useful, because it just rolls 3, which then rolls into that as well. It rolls 3 4 to 1s and destroys random die. Maybe this is better, because the extra rolls could trigger this as well. Yeah, I think that's better. Changing this to this is really good. And then we'll worry about the other one afterwards. Gain max life, choose a spell. I'm going to gain max life here because I don't need anything else. I think I'm pretty good stable elsewhere. Let's fight this elite fight, see what comes up. Ooh, the guy that doesn't let me restore stuff on that depleting presence. Brilliant. Sounds like a brilliant idea for me to try and deal with that stuff. Anyway, we'll split the 6 up. We do get a 4. That is great. Let's chuck those in. That's also already paying for itself, by the way, because now we've got those stopped. This is so good. Yeah, just give me my 4 die back, please. I'll take that. Oh, I lost one of them as well for more defense. That sounds absolutely terrible. Let's split the 5 up. I might get a 4 back. Oh, I do get a 4 back. That's also pretty good. I need 4 spells dice to go in there. I guess we're splitting up a 3 then to do it. A 2, a 1, a 1, and a 2. We'll put a 3 in here. See what we get. Do that again to get the reroll. I'm trying to get the 1s to get other stuff, and yeah, I think that's it. We've got my critical set up. We just need to roll another 4. And we're laughing. So, that is the main thing we want to be able to do. Guess we're just going to chuck a 5 in there, I guess. And get the dice back. Or do we... Well, we'll try and get 4s. We'll try and get some 4s. Did not get a single one of them. How interesting. I just wanted like 1 4 and I could like one-shot the guy. Come on, game. This is unfair. You know it is. I mean, we still, like, one-shot the guy anyway, right? Just use crescendo with what you've got, and then use all the 2s in this to kind of deal the damage after, right? That 3 can go here and there. Deal the damage. No, I don't. I don't have enough. Interesting. Indeed. I mean, I fully defended. I should be able to cast stuff next turn anyway, but yeah, that was a very awkward turn for me. Finally, you apply the critical to him. That sounds great, but it, you know, wish it happened before. I'm moaning and I shouldn't be, like, with the marked and the critical, like, I've got good setup for good damage, and it's kind of funny. You were handed everything on a silver platter, and you're still not appreciating it. But yeah. Roaring Embers can go as well. We'll disenchant that. We'll pick up a Scorched Assault, because that's just pretty good. Some lifesteal, actually, sounds like a good idea. I will throw that away to keep that in there, just as sort of a Hail Mary play of, if I need more die, I can use this. If I need healing, I can use this. If I need to dodge stuff, I use this. Keep myself alive type scenarios, right? And then this goes on here, in my opinion, just to make sure that the Ember Storm can always be cast, regardless of what dice I get, because that's one of the physical blocks I'm currently having. Nice. So I'm going to split the 2 up. We'll do it again to make sure that we can have lots of 1s. Chuck this into there. Yeah, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ouch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I want to just have like a really good chance of just being able to like one-shot everyone this turn, and it's not going to happen, is it? Do I just do 20 damage to everyone, or just do I just Okay, this is the moment I'm going to use this. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to do it. Did not get any low-cost stuff, but I guess that's fine. The main thing I want to take this guy out anyway. So let's do that. I'm just gone. Don't care about you. You're annoying, and I'd rather not deal with you if I can. I don't have 3s, 1s, 5s. So let's cast all the small stuff. I could have actually done it. I got the critical there. That was my fault. Okay. And I keep 2 5s there. We could have done it, but hey-ho. You know. My brain decides it doesn't want to work sometimes. That is a-okay by me. Yeah, I'm just going to do this, because, like, having the extra die could be useful. Do it again. Give me my die back, please. I feel that was unfair. And let's just cast this. I don't need to cast it for too much. Fireball is so good. Oh, there we go. We got the other potion back anyway. Extract. That's kind of nice in the sense that it does the healing and it has lots of charges. Like, you're only really using that for that particular purpose if you are. Sap Life Force, the same thing. Artery. Like, all these seem kind of interesting. We'll disenchant the Channel Mana, I think, or the Blood Ward. And we'll take the Sap Life Force just in case. Do this. We'll take the max health because that's all we need. And let's do our boss battle. Atraxus, I think it is. We gotta be facing. Oh, Umbraxus. Maybe my naming conventions are terrible. So, what is our main plan here? Like, overall, how are we functioning? What are we trying to do here? My first point of call is to get, like, more die, because that was a terrible start. My next thing is I want to kind of, like, min-max getting defense while also letting these scale up. I can kind of almost, like, one-shot these guys anyway. And that seems great. I was going to say, I was playing a bit risky there. Let's just check into Emberstorm. Kind of nice, I guess. And then we just go and set this up. And then we got the critical ready to go and everything else as well. And we're fully defended. Nice. So my main way I want to go about this overall is we're just going to consistently keep chipping away at these guys over here, but in a way that's going to be consistent, right? I want to make sure that I deal the damage when I know that I might have issues defending against them, and just kind of like work my way around that. While also trying to gain up the barrier with the destruction of ones, which will give me lots of die. If I cast anything now, we're going to lose the die anyway, so I will just cast this to lose the die that comes from this, which then also increases that for the next turn. I got some 5s, we could get that and give them predicted, but I want to avoid them power scaling too much. So we'll probably cast this, or should we just keep the crescendo going? It's debatable, because we could one-shot with crescendo, right? These guys, if they don't deal too much damage, I hopefully could fully defend against them on consistency, while also gaining more and more defense, which is kind of what we want to be able to do. It is interesting, right? But I think having 2 critical is good enough. We do damage to him, we wipe out the hands, the fireball does its job, we pass the turn. Oh no, not weakness on me, what will I ever do? Okay, so this is the only problem is the wounds are going to be an issue for me, right? That is my only issue with this, is like, how do I deal with the wounding and stuff? The cool thing is like, I could just cast this again and wipe them both out and then not have to cast anything else, so I'm not actually like in a bad spot. We'll split this die out first. We'll do it again. We'll use the 3 and the 1. Hopefully we'll keep hold of 2. Never mind. I'll do that again then. Just because I might as well. Keeps dice destruction going. We lost one of those. That's great. We'll take 3 damage here to get more die back. And yeah, I guess we'll set up the critical. We will set up the critical. Lost the 1. Yeah, this is kind of like the plan of the century, I think now. That and that can go in there. They deal the damage. You don't have to worry about defense and stuff. This guy keeps taking more and more damage. Like, this fight should be pretty good. At the moment he's not attacking is a moment I can actually really defend against stuff. We could just eliminate one guy as well with this cast, or just look to try and eliminate him himself if we need to, which is always an option. Is always an option. Let's split the die here first. We do get the 4. I am going to chuck my normal 4 in here first. See what we lose. Do it again, but we'll use the actual other 4. We'll do this. We'll split a normal 2. I could get 6 die back. Nah. Cast this. Do some more die. Why not? And then, yeah. Put the 1 in there and get the die back. We'll lose another die, I think. We didn't. Ooh. Cool. Now we get to do this all over again. The main thing about this is I'm slowly gaining this barrier as well, which actually helps in my defense. Like the build kind of really rounded itself out quite nicely, and like early on in the game, we wanted to go a particular way, and we didn't really get the payoff cards, but we got the payoff card with the crescendo and stuff, and then noticing that I had the combo with the Unstable Mana Core and the Reforged for the reroll that we went early, or yeah, the Reforge and the Emberstorm and stuff was actually a really good option, and then we got this combo as well. Like, admittedly, some of it was accidental, other bits were done on purpose, you know. Stuff like that can happen. Give me that crit. So I got it set up for next turn. Use a 6, use a 1, use a 2, deal damage to you all. And we're almost ready to kill you for next turn. The other bit of the critical really does amplify the Rage Blade, which is just really good in the respect that it can do that. Because if I had issues casting other stuff, it would be a problem. We're going to split the 6 first, because that's just going to be 2 die. Then use this to get some small die. Lost the biggest thing anyway. We'll do that again, use a 1 here. And then cast this to get 9 1s back, I guess. On the cast, I didn't actually get it back. Interesting. Interesting. What else are we doing here then? I guess we're just going to defend up. I don't really defend that much either when it comes down to it, so let's just work towards that. And I guess, yeah, we'll just take the guys out. We don't need to worry, we can put that in. We're done. Is this a good build overall? Yes, it's a very, very good build. Like, I am very happy with it. Is it something where I'd say you probably get it quite a lot of the time? You probably won't. No, because that helps the game more fury, and I don't really care about that. Lose smoke screen seems interesting. Take damage is kind of meh. I'm going to take the damage here. I'd rather do that than lose the most smoke screen. It could save me. Lose max life, pay 30 gold. I'll just pay the 30 gold here. You know, the sacrifices I make along the way are fine here. Gain a potion, enter shop. Now, do I want to enter a shop? What would I get? I'm probably spending all my gold on stuff, and that could be a bad idea. The other thing is I could go for some upgrades on like the mana splinter. When I chuck 2s in there, just gain more damage. Don't need anything on there. Pyre gaining a bit more defense could be a good idea as well. That's already upgraded. That's already upgraded. So I guess we're just getting this, just getting an extra 3 defense. Bind the souls. Or do we just get more critical? More defense. I always say more defense is better. I can get the critical at any point anyway. I could pay a shard and gain the wolf claw for a spell dealing damage. Deals 4+ damage. Lose life force. Lose pyre. Pyre is too good. We lose the sap life force. My main spells, I can't lose them. Lose 2 spells. Milady. Take 1 damage per charge left on spells. That actually could be dangerous. Dispel the fog, and you can take my channel mana and my nourishing flames. I do not need any of those. Moving on again. We'll lose a spell. And I will lose mutilation, because I do not need that one either. Sacrifice everything. And to the boss battle. To the boss battle. So, how are we dealing with this boss fight? This phase probably isn't as hard as it could be, right? The main thing for that is all I need to be able to do is set myself up in a way that's going to benefit me. We'll split the 6 up first and use this on the Ember Storm. Didn't really go the way I wanted it to, but that is fine. I guess we'll do this again. Ouch. Split that up then. Put that there and that there. Get all those die back. If we can. Everything is now marked. So that's the one phase that we need, right? Is we need to be able to get them marked on the same turn. For one turn. When we cast the fireball. So that's one thing we've got to work towards, though. It's a bit annoying it triggered now. And the other bit then is just getting the pyre to trigger. So let's do this first. We do get a 2. Let's split this 2 up. 1, 2, 3, and then just chuck a 4 in there, I guess. Do this. What do we get? We get a 1. That's brilliant. We can keep hold of this, and this does 48 damage by itself. So the critical is going to work nicely. That'll get 3rd damage next turn. And yeah, we're just going to abuse the fireball. As long as we defend ourselves okay-ish, we could be in a good state. I could just one-shot one of these guys now to make sure I don't have any issues with the whole dealing like 32 damage to me. That seems not very nice. Or I could just use the smoke screen, which I might actually do here. Like, I'm going to take the damage anyway, so using the smoke screen seems like a good idea. I get 3 dodge. I don't have to worry about the setup, and then next turn I go in for the kill. We'll still gain some armor and stuff, because rolling 1s is important for me. As such. Because it triggers this with just the 6. It's terrible. I generally have to roll the 8 die. I don't want to roll the 8 die, but I will roll the 8 die. Because if I can get more 1s into this for the barrier, if I don't end up failing them, we're all good. And like one-shotting this guy could be a problem as well. But yeah, I think we're good then. Maybe 2nd crit setup if we can get it. Yeah. That seems a smart idea. 1, 2, and 3. Put that in there as well. Look to set up the crescendo without casting it. And put that in pyre, I guess. Put that in fireball. Yeah, so this guy's don't need defending. We can cast this now with no issue. And yeah, just take things from there. We'll just cast this. He takes a lot of damage, and then we just cast this, and we're done. We can move on. Next fight. Let's go. Hello, big Mothra. The progenitor. It's Mothra to me. Always will be. That's a lot of damage she's doing, which I am not happy about, so I would like to stop that happening if I am able to. I am not going to risk getting anything other than what I need, so that is the first point. We can roll 4 more die back, so let's do that. Let's get some defense. Do it again. That seems great. Let's put that in there to get more die. Do that there. Pyre can be triggered, so let's get that set up as well. And then keep these 2 die. We do take a bit of damage, but that is fine. We do have a way of healing later. We're looking for like 1 big crescendo, maybe. That is kind of my plan. In theory. Let's roll these and get some more defenses and stuff. The main thing is I am getting quite a lot of... The Molly's Bindle is actually working wonders for this run, to be honest. Because it's really helping me out trigger a lot of the stuff that I need to be able to cast all the things I want to cast, right? Goes in there. It's annoying that when it rolls doesn't actually trigger this. I don't know if that's a glitch for Reforged, but that's kind of annoying. I'm a bit disappointed on that. But yeah, I got 13 barrier for nothing. And I guess I could cast the Crescendo. It's not like I wouldn't need to. Let's roll this. Let's get 2 1s. Put 2 1 there and there and there. And then I guess, yeah, do we cast a Crescendo? Deal damage? Might as well. One big hit. 49 damage. That seems quite a lot. I need to defend myself. First of all, I got 14 defense. Let's worry about that later. Ember Storm. This is going to be risky, but I'm going to do it. Cool. Spit that out. Use that and that. Get 7 die back. Man, I get lots of fury with this as well. This is hilarious. That 3 can roll into there. Okay, I guess we're using the 4 and the 6 on this. I don't have a lot of defense here, but we're going to try our best. And take a bit of damage. The main thing is we have potions, we have the Azar potion, we've got the vampiric essence. Like, we've got ways to defend ourselves if required, right? So it's not like it's all the be all or end all. I'm just going to chuck this away immediately. The main thing I want is to be able to cast the spells that I want to be able to cast, right? Let's do this. Mind you, like, 23 barrier is really good with, like, how many dice I'm rolling and stuff with this build. Didn't think I'd ever go this far with it, though, you know? Let's set the critical up, I think. So we are going to split that up. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll split that up as well. 5. Get a 6 in there just for the barrier, because like, the armor still goes into the fury anyway, so it's still actually worth doing it at the end of the turn. And I guess I will just keep that around. Yeah. Lots of fury at the end of a turn. That seems brilliant. I need to cast stuff, so let's split that up first and then cast this. That was a terrible split, but okay. That and the 1 then. Get all those die back. The 3s we can roll with. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? The main thing I think is we just want to scale this or this, right? Because I can get the damage. I will heal for half the damage dealt anyway, so I can fully heal regardless whatever happens. We're blocking at least like 1.5 of those attacks already, so there's nothing wrong with that either. I should split a 2 down more than anything else, because that will allow me to get another critical. I guess that there. Put that over there. Now the question here is, do we just use the Crescendo now? As we have the option to. I think so. Deal the damage. We actually fully defended that. And got 8 fury back afterwards. That's kind of cool. Next up, what do we got? 2 5s. Guess we'll just use 1 there first. get lots more die, use those, do that again, so we don't care about what we use. I guess we'll sacrifice this for to take some damage. The issue I have is the wound stuff that's going to be a problem, and probably isn't helping my build happen either, and the 3s I really want to put in there, so... But as long as you have defense, we're still pretty good, right? So 1, 2, 3. I will use this 4 just to get that, because I don't take damage for it either. And I can do that kind of again as well, right? Yeah, I can. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that gives me the other critical. We lost the other one there. That's fine. I could keep both of these dice, which seems fine as well, and just pass the turn. Get lots of fury. That doubles that up as well. And man, that's a lot. Plus then the 15 from that as well. Like that's a lot. Like. Okay, that's a lot of damage now. I will use the Vampirus, the essence here, because I feel like I have to. We'll care about just rolling these die and do my damage to me now. Because that's like the main thing I need to worry about. Get it all out the way. Chuck that and that in there just to use it. And then we cast our finisher with a crescendo. I forgot, he also had the mark on him. For life. But there we go. That was another run with this. That was really good. I hope it kind of showcases like some of my thought process a bit more. I know I try and talk it through it as much as possible, and I've probably gone a little bit more off it beforehand. But yeah, the Mana Splinter, we wanted to try and go a build where we were essentially sacrificing life to gain stuff, but instead we had an early fireball and then got into the crescendo combo. Then we picked up Ember Force with Reforge, and that really set us all off. And the relics that we ended up having as well with the Rage Blade was a good option for the crescendo fireball combo, so that's what we went for early. And then following it up later for the second boss, we picked up the Unstable Mana Core with the Reforge because we already had the Ember Storm. And yeah, then Dark Heart and Molly, that just came with it afterwards as well, which was just really good options to have because it just meant that we could do as much damage as possible. The Tidebreaker, I will admit, now that I've tried it out, I hadn't tried it before, that is actually a really good relic to have. It just gives you the extra damage if you have any armor left over, so it's essentially a freebie to pick up. But yeah, really, really good run. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably hopefully I'll upload this kind of very close to the other video, just so you kind of get like the two together and you can watch the breakdown and then basically a run through of sort of like how I kind of think with regards to how these kind of characters function. But yeah, that's the kind of one first destruction dice run I ever did, to be honest. That's actually worked that well, you know. I will admit that that worked out really well. But yeah, again, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I will hopefully see you on when next time we are going to move over and do, I think we'll do a Hazel one next time. We'll do the Hazel breakdown. But anyway, take care.